Hi everybody, this is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World, the Off-Grid Project, and TR Tech Tactical. But today, this video is for the Do-It-Yourself World more than my Tactical and Survival channel. Reason being, I want to reach more people. I recently showed my new bug out bag that I got from TomTop, and it raised a lot of questions. And one of the questions is, the one question that really disturbs me the most is why bug out? Why would you ever want to bug out? That is a question that everybody at home should know the answer for. Every single family in the world should have the answer to that question and should have a bug out bag. Generally, every family member should have a 72-hour bug out bag, and every single member of your household, and some people even have a pet bug out bag. Because let's take a few examples in recent events, and let's look at the last couple years just here in America. Not too long ago I did a video about a wildfire 5 miles from my home. I could smell the smoke, I could see the cloudiness in the air, and I went and did a video clip on the wildfire raging out of control. They evacuated an entire village 5 miles from me, evacuated the village. Those people didn't have time. When the police come knocking on your door and say, "Get out now," your entire life is scattered throughout your house, okay? And some people have different outbuildings and sheds and everything. Your entire life is scattered throughout your house. If you were told, "Get out now," if somebody came and knocked on your door right now and said, "Get out now," are you ready? Can you get out now and have everything you need for comfort? Think about that. If you have a 72-hour survival bag with food and water, medical, bandages and whatever medical first aid kit you need, shelter, you never know what the situation might be. You never know if all the hotels might be filled up in the area. Your car might die on the road. You could run out of gas. Gas stations could be closed. These things have happened here in New York in the last few years. The situations I've seen here in New York in the last few years are insane. If you go back and talk to the victims of Hurricane Katrina today, I bet they would tell you, everyone would tell you, they wish they had a bug out bag prepared like this in their home for that time. Because when their home was destroyed, when that big wave came and washed away their home and demolished everything and left them floating on a pile of debris, I bet they wish they had something with them, something. Or when the police come on your door and say, "Leave now," I bet they wish they had something to take with them. We had here in upstate New York, it affected huge areas. We had Hurricane Sandy and Hurricane Irene wiped out entire towns. Massive areas are gone. To this day, some of them are not restored. And I bet those people wish they had a bug out bag. I got food, water, a cook stove, I've got a first aid kit, I've got rain gear, I've got shelter, got some extra clothing, got some sanitary for personal hygiene. That's what I'm trying to say, personal hygiene. This is the bag I take hiking for 3 days and 3 nights. This is the bag I practice with. I use this regularly and become familiar with it and comfortable with it. So if I have to bug out in an emergency, I just literally grab it, throw it over my shoulder, and go. There's no running around like a madman looking for this or that or that. Now, I do keep my special ID and passports in another bag for quick grab and go. That's important. Your ID and your passports. My wallet is always on me. If I leave the house, my wallet is on me and has my driver's license, which is great and important. My social security number and passport and my DD-214 are all in another place for quick grab and go. So I grab that, I grab this, and I would grab my EDC bag, my everyday carry bag as well. I also have fire starting materials in here. I have topographic maps of the land, of the area where I would be. or where I would have to go to. I go to the places where I would need to go in a hurry if I had to leave. I explore options, I have plans in place, and this isn't just me, I'm talking to you. I'm wondering, do you have a plan? What if your house started on fire and you had to leave in a hurry? Do you have something you can grab and go and at least keep your family comfortable for a couple days? What if a tornado was coming and you saw it raging across the land to your house and you had to evacuate right now? You don't have time to go running around and grabbing a couple things, getting some food, getting some water, getting the children's diapers. You just don't have time. You have to go. You have to grab your bug-out bag and hit the road now. There's no time. When emergency and disaster strikes, there's no time to go picking through and packing your gear. There's no time. Worst case, crazy, okay, possibly, but it might happen. A Red Dawn type scenario. Foreign country is invading. You see the parachutes dropping, the airplanes going over. You've got to run now. Head for the hills. Not saying I expect that to happen, but it's possible. But again, I myself have lived through multiple natural disasters here in this area. And I know the importance of having a bug-out bag, a bag ready to go. Grab and go. A get-out-of-Dodge bag, bug-out bag, otherwise known as a bob, 72-hour kit, 72-hour bag, whatever. You've got to have something ready in case disaster strikes. And most Americans sit on their couch and drink their beer and watch TV. Forgive me for stereotyping, I'm just, generalizing here, but a lot of people, they get home from work and they sit down and they grab a beer, they watch TV, and they forget about life. And they always say, that's not going to happen to me. That won't happen to me. That's never happened here. That's never happened in this town. That's not going to happen here. I've talked to friends, I've got friends I talk to who say, I've never lost power here. I don't need to worry about a power outage. I do not need to worry about a power outage. It's never happened here. Whereas, where I grew up, losing power was a part of life. It was normal. You had a power outage kit in place. You had plans. You had water on the side for pouring down the toilets and for drinking and brushing your teeth and cooking. You had extra water on hand. You had plans in place. You had plans for when the fridge has no power to eat that food and to use it up right away. You had candles, you had flashlights, you had fresh batteries. That was part of growing up. So I guess I was always a prepper in a way. I was always prepared, just by way of life. If you're in the city and you feel comfortable because you've never lost power, well, think again. The power grid is weak, it is failing, and the utility companies know it. They are afraid that it could go out at any time. Are you ready? Do you have anything in place for that purpose? Yeah, maybe it never happens. Great. But if it happens, you'll be so happy knowing that you've provided for your family, that you're ready for an emergency, for a disaster. So I think everybody should have a 72-hour kit, a 72-hour bag, otherwise known as bug-out bag. I did a detailed article on this once on the Do It Yourself World blog site. I'll paste the link down here below. You can go look at it. I also have a list from FEMA, if I remember right. I think I have the copy of the FEMA suggested list, which is our own government says this is what every single family should have on hand. Our own government tells us. But we become too relaxed and too lazy in this modern world. We just don't take it seriously anymore. I'm talking to somebody in a foreign country who has a bug-out bag and is ready to evacuate at any moment, at any time. It's in their training, it's in their blood, it's in their life, it's what their government orders them to be prepared. And we in America, we just say, it won't happen here. But I bet many people in upstate New York who thought, we'll never get hit by a hurricane, I have second thoughts now. We had no gas, we had no groceries, we had nothing, we had no heat. Those who lost power in the hurricane, which were many, had no form of heat in October. And October can be cold nights. No heat, no water, no nothing. The fridge was rotting. They had no way to cook. Without the turning on the electric stove, they had no way to cook. So their food rotted. They starved because you go to the grocery store within hours after a disaster is announced. The grocery stores are gutted, stripped bare, because the grocery stores only stock what they need for tomorrow. And then they get a delivery, and then that's only for what they need for tomorrow. They get the delivery. They don't keep stock. I think there's a maximum of 3 days of supply at any given time in any grocery store. And I showed you guys a video, some of you may remember it. Last year we had a blizzard, an impending blizzard, which never happened. But it was on the media, news, blizzard, storm of the century, storm of a lifetime. I went to the grocery store to grab a quart of milk. That's all I needed. Normal for me, normal trip. The shelves were gutted, the store was bare. Panic shopping, because people weren't prepared. I just needed a quart of milk because it was my normally thing. I was in town for church. I think it was a Wednesday night. I happened to be in town that night anyway. So while I was in town, I grabbed a quart of milk, which I needed anyway, and saved me the trouble of having to go shopping later. But to see people panic shopping because they weren't prepared, because they didn't have materials on hand, it shows you that the shelves can be stripped in a day. In a single afternoon, the shelves can be stripped. Do you have a plan to protect your family of fire, tornado, hurricane, crime, whatever? Are you ready? Are you prepared? If not, you should be. I really hope this reaches a lot of people. Growing up in school, we had fire drills, we had tornado drills in school all the time. It was a normal part. Training. We grow up, we get our own homes, we get relaxed. We do nothing. We said, it's not going to happen. And it happens. It happens. So be prepared. Care for your family. Have some things put aside. It doesn't have to be expensive. You can see I did a video on the dollar store bug out bag. A dollar store, okay? I went, and every time I went to the dollar store, I bought a couple items. Every time I went and bought groceries, I go to the dollar store, buy a couple items. You can get food, medical supplies, shelter, everything you need for a 72-hour kit you can find in the dollar store. Everything. I don't think there's a single thing that's not in the dollar store that you would need for a 72-hour bag like this. Depending on if it's a real dollar store or not, they might even have backpacks. But I'm talking the true dollar store. But anyway, I just hope this reaches people and shows them the importance of a bag, a bug-out bag, and preparedness plan, because disaster can strike at any moment. Be prepared. So thanks for watching, everybody. Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World, TR Tactical and Survival. And if you like this video, please do share, subscribe, and like. I do see the likes. Thanks a lot.